And here we are. It's that time of the year again. No, not Christmas. It's the interruption. Thank you, McBone. It's the time of year again where we talk about the next iteration of Train Sim World. This time, Train Sim World 6. Going to be going through what comes with the game. Dovetail Direct has just finished. For those watching live, I'll do a condensed version of what's coming with Train Sim World 6. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello. This rather oddly is going out on a Tuesday because there's too much other stuff going out. There'll be links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get Train Sim World 5. There'll be a link to the Twitch page where you can watch me live on Twitch 6 days of the week doing all sorts of things, including trains, and the link down there to a Discord server. Good evening to Trent, to Sim, to Tiger I saw, to Stokey, to Daniel, to McBone, to Michael, to Connor, to Liam. Yes. No, I didn't watch it, Connor, because I should imagine it's full of younger audience members, as their Discord was this afternoon. Right, going to go through what comes to Train Sim World 6. Going to cover that first. Then we're going to move on to some Train Sim World 5. I'm going to do some Southeastern High Speed. And yes, Michael, that is a Voyager. We'll start by going through a little teaser video of what you're going to get in Train Sim World 6. There we go. A little teaser. Before we get into the routes themselves, when is it coming? Thought I'd get straight in with that. 30th of September. It's coming. There is going to be a 5-day pre-order. So if you order the deluxe version, you'll get it 5 days earlier on the 25th of September. The audio you can hear in the background is the new menu music. And I really like it. Right, let's get on to it then. So here we go. So you will be able to get the free starter pack again. So you can do the free upgrade from Train Sim World 5 to Train Sim World 6, bringing over all the existing DLCs that you've got. You'll get a limited access to the core features of Train Sim World 6, and that will be available for 6 weeks after launch. So you can do that. Worth doing. If you've got 5, just upgrade to 6. Even if you don't want to pay any money, that's worth doing. If you go for 6 though, with the standard edition, you get the 3 routes, all 3 of which this year I am genuinely looking forward to. First one being the Riviera line. When I first looked at this, I thought it was just Exeter to Paignton. It's not. It's Exeter to Paignton and Exeter to Plymouth. So that's really cool. The only gap we've got then is the Plymouth to St Austell bit. And then we'd have Exeter all the way to Penzance. But really looking forward to that one. I'm going to be going on that in a couple of weeks' time. I love Paignton. I spent a lot of holidays down in Goodrington. I am going back down there. The German route is an extended version of the Naverka Dresden line. Now it's Leipzig Dresden. So you get more track, which again we'll discuss further in a second. You get another 65 kilometers of that journey. I'm quite liking these extended versions. I wish we get more than that. Great Western Express. Yes, Daniel, it's the one that goes by the sea wall at Dawlish. It's a lovely route. Then is it another American route, a commuter route, the Morristown line, New York and Hoboken to Dover. Again, I like an American commuter route, so looking forward to that. So that's the standard versions. If you go for the deluxe edition, which money for money, I can definitely recommend, for the German route, you will then get the DBBR 294. For the UK route, the Class 220 Voyager, and for the American route, the ALP 45 DP, which is an American train. If you haven't had any version of Train Sim World before, you can get the special edition, which comes with those 3 new routes, plus you get MBTA Boston Worcester, plus you get Ludwigsbahn, plus Cardiff City, plus Semmeringbahn, plus the Dutch route. So the special editions are aimed at people that haven't bought into Train Sim World before. Launched on the 30th of September. You get 5-day early access if you get the deluxe edition or the special edition. And features down the bottom, train forts. So there will be train forts. You can turn them off and you can decrease them through a slider. So the train will get forts, doors won't open, etc. Haven't got much information on what those exact forts will be, but there will be train forts. There'll be random events. So you'll get line blockages, you'll get speed restrictions. Again, you can turn those down. Thank you, Trent. Passenger and platform announcements. So in-cab announcements for the new lines only, although there may be talk about bringing it to older lines eventually, and platform announcements. So you'll get the train being announced on the platform, and the quality of life improvements, I don't know what they are. My quality of life will be improved because of Train Sim World 6. So that's the basic overview. So the standard edition, price-wise, look at this being more professional. The standard edition price-wise, $44.99 is what you can pay. $49.99 if you're in euros, or if you're in dollars, it's $49.99. So you get the training center, the Morristown line, Leipzig Dresden, the Werke Dresden, because you need that for the extended version of Leipzig Dresden, and the Riviera line. I'm really excited by the Riviera line because we've got the IET in there, we've got the 150. I've read somewhere there could be layering for the 166 as well. So anyway, that's the standard edition. So 45 quid. You can turn them off, Nigel. Yeah, that's the thing. From my point of view, I'll do some streams with them on because I think it'll add something. And if you're a person that plays Train Sim World a lot, I think having them on just adds a bit of variety. You don't know what you're going to get. So if you're someone that just trundles up and down the same lines, turn them on. Turn train forts on. Turn random events on because it'll just keep you on your toes. So I quite like it from that point of view. The deluxe edition, $64.99. So yes, it's £20 more expensive. You get the same routes, but don't forget, more chances to shout red. You get the extra locos as well. The locos will be available separately. I think the pricing I've seen for those is 13 quid. So if you think about it, if you're paying $44.99, you get a discount if you pre-order. If you're paying $44.99 for the standard version and say you only wanted the Riviera line, well, for 13 quid, if you didn't do it straight away, you can again get the Voyager. With the discount, the pre-order discount brings it down to $58.49. You may as well just get the deluxe edition. You get it 5 days earlier, so you'll be able to access it on the 25th, and you get all the lines and all the locos, even if they're not your thing. And as I've always said, even if you're not going to be on a line particularly with the UK routes, keep the Voyager installed if you're doing UK stuff, and you'll get the layering. I'm sure that Voyager is going to appear somewhere else. Are we going to get it in Birmingham? Are we going to get it on other lines? I hope so. And the same with the Leipzig Dresden, and the same with the German stuff. So that's the deluxe edition. The special edition, don't forget, is aimed at people that have never bought a Train Sim World package before. So this is designed if you're suddenly going, I need this, I want this in my life. It's £105, yes, but you're getting a lot of content. You're getting the deluxe edition, plus you're getting Cardiff City, Mannheim to Kaiserslautern, Semmeringbahn, Groningen, and Boston Worcester. So you're getting other routes as well. So don't think of that as being another edition if you've already got it. Think of it as a starter pack. So you can start out, it's £105, yes, but that gets you everything you're going to need to do the new lines. The routes then. This slide is slightly wrong. There's been an update today to the slide. A couple of the stations aren't in the right place. And the number of stations is wrong. It's only 22, not 24. So there is an issue there somewhere, but primarily it's correct. So I like the fact this comes out of New York Penn again. So that means New York Penn is going to get busier. And I've talked about that on some recent streams where, for me, I'm really liking that. Yeah, because the more we get coming in and out of one hub, the busier that hub is going to be. And that means, again, keep it all installed, which means if you're doing Long Island Railroad commuter, or the run I'm going to be doing in a few weeks' time is going to be New York to New York to Trenton, because that comes into New York, you're going to see it busier. Exactly, and more route hopping opportunities. So I'm looking forward to this American route. 40 miles of route, you get the ALP 46 locomotive, and you get Hoboken, which apparently is one of North America's busiest stations. Look, I can read and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Last year, wasn't a fan of the American route. I think I did it once. This I'm actually looking forward to. Route hopping is still a thing. So that's the train you get if you get the deluxe edition. You get the ALP 45 DP. So diesel and electric. I think it's one of those you can run it from either end, so you'll drive it from the rear as well. And, you know, normal American double deck thing. And it is also having free roam possibilities on New York Trenton, which I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks' time. There's reasons why my streaming schedule for the next couple of weeks is almost planned. So, yeah, look, actually genuinely looking forward to that one. Not normally been a fan of American stuff. I'm liking Long Island Railroad commuter. I'm looking forward to that. Next, you know, so I've saved the best one till last. Next, Leipzig Dresden. So this is an extension to Naverca Dresden. So you get an extra 65 miles, 77 kilometers of new track onto the existing route with 20 new stations. So 106 kilometers total. There's a new line, and there's ice services, regional services, freight services, and yeah, so that's going to be quite commutery with some high-speed stuff as well. I'm looking forward to doing the bottom right-hand corner of that map, because that's all going to be short stop stuff. So again, what's going to be, I think, an interesting German route. So I'm looking forward to that one as well, which this hasn't happened with all the iterations we've had so far of Train Sim World, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I haven't been excited by all the routes. This year I am. I can't wait to get my hands on this. Handily, it's the week I've got off work as well, is release week, so I can get some content recorded. It's looking good. That's the loco you get with the deluxe version for the German route, a V90 diesel, so shuntery type freighty thing. Again, it'll be interesting. We'll give it a go, and there are free roam possibilities of that on other Train Sim World routes. So small little German diesel thing. Are we ready? Exeter and Plymouth to Paignton. When I first read a couple of weeks ago that it was going to be the Riviera line, I was excited for it, and thought it was just going to go from Exeter down to Paignton, which is the bit of line that I really like. Only then when I looked at the slide, I was like, oh, actually, it goes all the way to Plymouth. So this has got me even more excited now. 60 miles, 14 stations. Marsh Barton's in there, where I went, I think, just after it opened, or day of it opening, I can't remember, last year. And Paignton Station is in there. So you've got the 802, the 150. We've seen the Voyager. Well, that's going to be in there as well. So there'll be Voyager services down to Plymouth, because they currently now stop there. More GWR, exactly. Being on the GWR line myself, I'm a GWR fanboy, so looking forward to this. The 802 running in diesel mode is always a plus, and I think, as I said, this isn't guaranteed or hasn't been commented on, but hopefully we'll get some more layering with 166s and other things, and HST and stuff as well, and I'm sure people will do timetable things for this, so I'm looking forward to this route. And yeah, if you go for the deluxe version, you get the Voyager. Torquay is a really bland station. I spent about an hour there last summer and there's nothing there. So it's a 4-car Voyager. There's additional services for it on the Riviera line, and there's free roam possibilities for it on other Trainsimworld routes. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we get some layering in on, something like Birmingham would be quite good for this as well. I don't think they don't run down into London, do they? Not on the West Coast main line, I don't think. But I'm sure we'll see the Voyager elsewhere as well. So really looking forward to that. And there we go. That's it. I've got any details on the passenger and platform announcements or random events or train faults as I get more information, as we give out more information, or given more information, explaining those more. I'll bring them to you. I can now start posting stuff in the Discord server and keeping you up to date with what's coming. But yeah, fingers crossed. I should be able to bring it to you early. So the 25th of September is the early access release. All being well, I should be able to bring you a stream on it on the 24th, so the day before release. And then handily, that then is the week that we've got our meetup in Doncaster. So I'll be able to stream it on the Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll be able to stream it again on the Monday, Tuesday when we come back from Doncaster. So the day of and day before the actual full release, if you haven't done the deluxe edition. Birmingham to Crewe. Again, speculation. I think Dovetail have mentioned this tickety thing, where I think they may have been talking briefly about other upcoming routes coming out for Trainsimworld 6. One of them has been mentioned as Crewe to Carlisle. If that's right. Birmingham to Crewe. Crewe to Carlisle. Crewe's in it. Yeah, Birmingham to Crewe. It is Birmingham to Crewe. Yeah, so Birmingham to Crewe. And then we've got Crewe to Carlisle. So we'll be able to do London to Milton Keynes, then Birmingham to Crewe, and then Crewe to Carlisle. So we'll be able to get, is all we need then is the Milton Keynes to Birmingham bit. The Japan route is still coming. I'm sure we'll start getting the updates. Yeah, Crewe to Preston from Just Trains. Yeah. Again, I haven't been able to keep up to date with all the information from Dovetail. Their Discord server today was absolute. I've muted it. So yeah, once I can get more information, I will bring it to you. But I am really looking forward to this one. More so than any of the others that we've had so far. I think it's going to be epic. Passenger announcements are going to make a difference. Platform announcements are going to make a difference. The routes, I think all three of the routes are going to be really good. So definitely looking forward to it. There we go. Trainsimworld 6 coming out on pre-order on the 25th of September. You can pre-order it now. Trenty has done a link for Steam. I can certainly recommend, if you're able to get the deluxe edition. So you get it 5 days early. You get the Voyager. You get the American Loco. You get the German Shuntery thing. I think it's worth that for the Voyager. I think we're going to get a lot of content. The last 12 months have been ramping up with Train Sim World 5 with the amount of third-party routes we're going to get. We know we're going to get something on the Great Western improvements, the enhancement. We know we're going to get an extension to the Mildmay line going down to Richmond. It's a shame that doesn't go to Clapham. We know we're going to get the Japan route. We know we're going to get another West Coast mainline route, and who knows what else. Yeah, I think what I'd like to see is extensions to routes. And like we've had recently with Birmingham, I'd like to see more layering. Give us more locos that are running out stuff. That's my hope, that what we're going to get over the next 12 months. I'm genuinely excited for this one. It's really good. I can't say much else, but there are other things that Dovetail are going to be announcing over the next couple of months. One thing we're going to be seeing before Christmas, and some more stuff for next year. Once I'm able to tell you more about those, I will. The one that's coming this side of Christmas, I am really looking forward to. So yeah, I think we've got a brilliant end to the year coming up in Train Sim World 6. I'm so stoked for this. There we go. That is that done. Right, so what we'll do now is to do some trains, and we can carry on talking a little bit more. We will fire up Train Sim World 5 and do some Southeastern High Speed. While this is loading then, the next 3 weeks, I've sort of planned my streams. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing West Cornwall Local, because that goes to St Austell, which is close to Plymouth. We get to have some fun in a 150, and we'll do some West Cornwall stuff. The Tuesday after, I'm going to be doing Naverca Dresden, because then we'll be able to do the extended version of Naverca Dresden when Train Sim World 6 comes out. The Tuesday after that, I'm going to be doing New York to Trenton, because then when we have the Morriston line, we can then carry on from there and go out down to Dover. And then the Tuesday after that, hopefully I'll be able to bring you Train Sim World 6. So, and then what I'll do is I'll start with the Riviera line. We'll do that, and then I'll do the German line, and then I'll do the American line. No, DLCs. I think we'll get DLCs thick and fast this year. There's no set period. Don't forget, at one point earlier in the year, I think we had 3 DLCs in 2 weeks. Burger Dresden. Yeah, exactly. There's a brief thing, and I'll bring it up on the screen while this is loading. Amy Lou, just for you, because we love you. There's the routes. The Riviera line from Exeter down to Paignton and then down to Plymouth. Leipzig Dresden, which is an extension of Naverca Dresden, and the Morristown line, which extends from New York Penn down to Dover in America, is a commuter line. We've got train faults coming, random events coming, passenger and platform announcements coming, and some quality of life improvements. But we'll talk more. Not the Morris Dance, no. Yes, the Voyager is coming. Patent. No, that's... Hang on. That one. Exeter and Plymouth. See, look at me being all professional again. Exeter to Plymouth and Paignton. I love Paignton. I was going to go there 2 weeks on Saturday. I now think on the Monday of my week off, because it'd be less busy. So I will be going down there. I went down there last year and had a very rushed walk around Paignton and up over into Goodrington. I really like the line. And what I might do is be a bit of a sado and vlog it and take some pictures of some of the stations and then do some comparisons to Train Sim World 6. So that's going to be a thing. Anyway, for not many more times left, it's Train Sim World 5. You want to see Bristol already. Is Newquay getting a visit? That's no, we've got West Cornwall local. That doesn't go down as far as Newquay. So yeah, New York Trenton we're going to be doing in a few weeks. We're going to be doing Naverka Dresden as well, and then next week will be West Cornwall local. I would have to switch off the events because I'm always late. Yeah, that is a thing. This is where I probably go straight past it every single time. Why can't I find Southeastern High Speed? If you missed it, Amy Lou, there's a video gone on YouTube 15 minutes ago that basically runs through everything. I've lost Southeastern High Speed. How have I lost? Slowly, Stephen, slowly. You'd think... Oh, there it is. It's at the end. He struggled to get into Train Sim World 1 to 4, going to more of 5, but thinks 6 may take you away from Train Sim Classic. I still think there's some room for Classic. Go down and stop, not saying it. I've really enjoyed the time I've spent recently in Classic. There are some changes coming to Classic at some point, which I'm, looking forward to a bit. We're not going to do the high speed bit of this. We'll do some low speed stuff because that's going to be easier for me. I may have to do one of the ones we've done before. Dartford to Faversham. Let's do that. Every time you drive a train and stop, you can't get started again. Most trains are pretty much the same as far as their controls and getting them going. Oh, there's track AR. I'm done about that. Right. Last key on. Reverse it into forward. Where are the lights on this thing? Tail lights, we want those off. Headlights we'll have on day. Have we got a window? We've got a window. There we go. Open the doors. Yes. That's the reason I installed Train Sim Classic again, because I want to do the Riviera line. That's the point. I haven't put it on the schedule, have I? I think that'll be one of the nights where we haven't got anything in multiplayer. I want to do a run in the Riviera line in Train Sim Classic to compare it to Train Sim World, which is why I was going to speak to my mate Larwood, because I need to find a timetable that basically matches it. So I want a timetable that goes from Exeter to Paignton, and then I want a timetable to go from Exeter to Plymouth. So again, maybe not before Train Sim World 6, but we will certainly be doing a comparison between the two. So yeah, so I thought I'd do some trundling in Train Sim in Southeastern High Speed first. Have we got separate brakey things in this? No, we haven't. There we go. But yeah, I am really looking forward to the Riviera line. That's going to be so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Stop it. Thank you. How is Larwood? Alive, I think. Last I checked, did he join us at the weekend? He made a comment on something over the weekend. So I think he's alive. So yeah, if you weren't here, where were you? Here's a reminder while we trundle slowly. The 3 routes coming to Train Sim World 6 are the Riviera line, Leipzig Dresden, which is an extension of Naverka Dresden, and the Morristown line, which is New York Penn to Dover. Releasing on the 30th of September, but available if you pre-order the deluxe version or the special edition 5 days earlier on the 25th of September. There we go. Yeah, I think even things like station announcements, and on-train announcements are going to make a difference for me. What they've done is they put a speaker in the cab. So in most instances, the driver wouldn't necessarily hear the announcement. You just hear it muffled through the door. There's a speaker in the cab, and yes, you will be able to control the volume. So that I'm looking forward to. And then platform announcements, I just think it's going to give it a whole new feel. I've never been one in all the iterations of Train Sim World and in gaming in general to be able to, like, off stream sit and do routes in Train Sim World. It's never interested me. This has got me thinking, right, I should start just, when I'm not streaming, I could see myself just trundling up and down the Riviera line with station announcements on, with some random events on, various times of the day. I'm looking forward to it because I think even having the platform announcements, it's going to give it an alive feeling. So, you know, imagine coming into a dark and rainy station at like 11 o'clock at night and you just hearing the platform announcement. Yeah, it's gonna add something that has been lacking. I know there are mods out there, and there are some of the lines, like the Blackpool one, where you can press the little thing and it tells you what the next stop is. But I think having it automated is just going to add something to it. And although they haven't confirmed it, you know, there is a possibility that that could be added to other routes potentially. So that'll be good if they're able to go back and add that in to older routes. But it's certainly going to be on the Train Sim World 6 routes, and then I'm guessing on any route that comes out then in Train Sim World 6. Oh, that's quite cool, Chef Lad. It's a bit like where you can see where your bus is on an app. Yeah, that's the thing. Is, for me, as I said, you know, having the random faults on means that every time you do a route, it's going to be different. Well, that's the thing I'm interested to see. You know, when I get distracted by waffling, which, you know, happens from time to time, will then the announcements be intelligent enough to know that you're late? Is it going to announce the delayed arrival? I'm always as well interested to see if at Paignton we see any steam trains. I did read somewhere that you'll potentially see them at Truro? Somewhere I've seen, or is it something? I've seen something about something you'll see. Oh, hello. That's me. Right, we've arrived at, where are we? Greenhithe for Bluewater. There we go. What I'll do is, for anyone that's just watched, I apologise for those that have been here from the start. We'll run through basically again the three lines. First one is the Riviera line, Exeter to Plymouth and Paignton. So IET and Class 150 running down to Paignton. I love that line. And then Exeter all the way down to Plymouth in the IET. Or if you get a deluxe edition, you'll be able to do it in a Voyager. We've got the Morriston line in America, which runs out of New York Penn down to Hoboken and Dover. Another commuter route. 40 miles, 22 stations. That's actually wrong on the slide. Looking forward to that one. I do like an American commuter route. And then Leipzig Dresden is an extended version of Naverca Dresden. So if you've already got Naverka Dresden, this is more Naverka Dresden. So it extends it by another 77 kilometres with 20 new stations. So you've got the commuter bit at the very end as well. I'm genuinely looking forward to all 3 of the new routes that are coming. And it's the first time that's happened. But now my doors won't lock. There we go. Have I just opened the... No, I haven't. It's alright. It's fine. I think... fine. Exactly. Yeah, I am going to be going down there in a couple of weeks' time. I like it down there anyway, but I will be going down on that route, and I might even get my vlogging camera out and become a train weirdo for the day. So expect to see lots of journeys of the Riviera line coming up. I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, streams coming up from me for the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, some more of The Sims 4, complete contrast to trains, where we've had 2 new people move into the house. We've now got a Richard and an Amy Lou, so more people to look after the baby. And we've moved house as well. So that's The Sims 4 tomorrow. Thursday night is more bakery stuff. So Trent playing with his baguette on Thursday night. Friday night we've got some golfing with idiots. So playing with our balls on Friday. Saturday night some quizzing. And then Sunday lunchtime back on the farm. And then Train Sim World 5 back next week with West Cornwall Local. Because that's the closest route we've got currently to the Riviera line, which goes as far as Plymouth. There's planning and everything. I will post that info, those slides by the way, in the Discord server at the end of the stream, in case people want to peruse them. Is the bakery paying Trent enough to get him some clothes? I think if Trent could get away with wearing less clothes in the bakery, he probably would. There's a chance for him to be in a Speedo or something. I don't know that yet, Daniel. It's not a connected station, so I doubt it. I'd like to see that, to be able to route hop from Plymouth to St Austell. Again, my hope is that we get an extension to West Cornwall Local. Because how cool would the bridge be at Plymouth? Because that's an iconic Brunel Bridge, the Saltash Bridge. So it'd be brilliant if we got an extension to West Cornwall Local that connected to Plymouth. You're still waiting for pay to be ATS. I meant to do that today, Trent, but I had to do the work thing. I haven't forgotten about you. So yeah, then we'd have Penzance to Exeter. I'm really looking forward to the next 12 months of Train Sim World now, to see what routes we're going to get. Right, shortly coming into Gravesend. And yeah, when I can tell you about the other things that Dovetail are going to be announcing, I will. For those going to Doncaster, get me drunk enough and I'll tell you. There's a challenge. I braked a bit early there. It was great being in Dovetail's public Discord now this afternoon and scanning it, and all the excited little 8-year-olds were predicting what was coming. A few actually said what was coming, so someone's leaked some information somewhere. But yes, I'm sure they'll already be complaining about how much it costs. So yeah, I'd love to see the gaps filled in. I'd love to see that St Austell to Plymouth, so that then we could do up as far as Exeter. Then what we need is Exeter to Bristol, and then we need Bristol to Reading. More than £3 a rip-off. Braking. Yeah, all the doors have stopped on the thing. It's fine. So yeah. So I know a couple of people. Someone's already said that they've already pre-ordered it. Is anybody else getting it? I'll run through the information again. There you go. That's a brief overview. Releases on the 30th of September. If you get the deluxe edition or special edition, you get it 5 days early. The routes are the Riviera line for the UK, Leipzig Dresden, which is an extension of Naverca Dresden, and the Morristown line, which is New York to Dover, the American one. If you get the deluxe version, you get the Voyager for the UK, you get the BR294 for Germany, you get the ALP 45 DP, which everyone knows, for the American route. There are train faults coming, random events coming, passenger and platform announcements coming, and quality of life improvements coming, whenever they are. And you can get a pre-order discount if you order it now. There we go. Okay, locked doors. All Cineworld cinemas, all screens, £4 a film. That sounds like a bargain. Right, Strood is next, and not the one in Scotland. Yeah, Bristol Templemeads. I think there are certain stations, and whether they're holding off for them, I just think Templemeads is such an iconic station, which is why I think we almost need Bristol, because it's Brunel's like masterpiece, as it were, Templemeads, and it's that hub of stuff coming from Wales, stuff coming from the Midlands, stuff coming from London, stuff coming up from the south, and that is just such a busy station and such an iconic station. But I think you need it when you've got the routes for it. Personally, I would have liked to even seen, like we did in Train Sim Classic the other day, Reading to Cardiff, but bypassing Templemeads and going via Parkway. Yes, we can't talk about how you can get those, Michael. Yeah, I've been to a few of the routes. I really must make a list one day of the routes I've done that are in Train Sim World. I've done a few of them, and it is nice to like compare. Go compare. Yeah, we did Cardiff, and Cardiff Central. It does look like Cardiff Central. I've still never done the Keith High Level and Keith Low Level. So maybe I have to go back to Cardiff at some point. If you're not a fan of the high speed bit of South Eastern High Speed, the low speed bit of South Eastern High Speed is actually quite good. This is like a 55-minute run. So yes, so Liam's pre-ordering it, I think, on Friday. Is anybody else going to be getting TSW6? Is anybody just going to be doing the free upgrade? I would go to cinema this weekend, but I don't want to be Billy No Mates and go to cinema all by myself. I've got no one to go with. All by myself. Yeah, I think the free upgrade is good if you're not interested in the routes, or can't afford 45 quid right now. It's worth it to get the core updates. It's worth it for the menu music. All your existing routes from the older versions will work. They will port over. Yeah, again, you can do it. You'll be able to buy, if you just do the free upgrade, you'll be able to buy the Riviera line separately, and then you'll be able to get the Voyager separately. So if that's what you're interested in, if you're not interested in the German route or the American route, then you can just get those. So you don't have to spend the money. But I'd certainly recommend just doing the upgrade. Upgrade to 6. Doesn't cost you anything. And do that within the magic, 6 weeks. You just bought the deluxe. I think for me, that's the one to go for. It's almost worth going for that, just for the Riviera line and the Voyager. And especially if you'd get the early pre-order, so you'll get it on the 25th, you're saving money. I'd love to go to the Sphere in Vegas. That thing looks immense. Anyway, the last film I saw at the cinema was Despicable Me. I think it's Despicable Me. Yeah, it was the 390 you got for the UK one for special edition. Oh, and you got the Flix Train on the German one, and it was the something on the American one. It is the animated ball. The guy I follow on YouTube, the American guy, he was in a hotel in Vegas overlooking the Sphere and was stood out on his balcony early in the morning, and the Sphere was like a big emoji with sunglasses on and the eyes and stuff. It looked immense. He spent like the first couple of minutes of his video just filming what the Sphere was doing. There was beads of sweat running down it. Oh, it's so cool. Last time you was at the cinema, you saw Shrek the First. Obviously not, hopefully not when it released. But yes, it's been really hard for me for the last week trying to keep quiet about Train Sim World 6. They were going to build one in London and Tokyo, I think. It's massive. And the Sphere. So yeah, it's nice having knowledge, but it's really difficult to just keep quiet. Actually, yeah, so two weeks ago I've learned. Right, Strood in 1.4 miles. Yeah, the bit for me, I'm genuinely looking forward to doing like an early morning service with some announcements on, sort of station announcements. Although they've done the speaker in the cab thing, I think you'd want to turn that down so it almost sounds like the announcements are coming from the carriage behind you, but then you've got the station announcements on. I think that's going to be brilliant. And don't forget, if you missed my waffling at the beginning, there is a video on YouTube currently, basically me doing the same waffling. Oppenheimer, that was immense. Yeah, I think it's me, Trent, and the two ex-comrades went to see The Minions film. It's the last film I saw at the cinema. Right, Strood. Oh, that's misty. That's also a corner. There used to be a cinema I used to go to in Birmingham that was great. Had like sofas that you could pre-book. See, in America, you can go to the cinema and have a meal. So there's tables and stuff, and you can order food. I get annoyed if someone around me is eating like Doritos, or opening bags of sweets. Would you want to sit there while someone's tucking into a steak? When I go to cinema, I go to watch the film. And yes, I'm one of those people that I don't buy a drink. I don't buy popcorn. Have a drink before you go in. If you can't survive 2 hours without a drink, then there's something wrong with you. I'm a good first date. People that have been here and watch things with me as well will know if the show's on, shut up. You want to talk to me, there's the adverts, or before the show or after the show. I think I spend too much time watching shows on my own. That explains why I'm single. Remember the Alamo. I wasn't there. Ed was. Rochester, not the New York one, is next in half a mile. And we're forking off to the left. He went there when he was in Texas. A place with men and big hats. Avoid the Odeon Cinema in West Brom. I used to go to the one in Solihull, don't you know? Yeah. Really looking forward to Train Sim World 6. And hopefully I can bring it to you or allow you to see it on the 24th of September. Which I don't know what day that is. What day is that? Let's have a look on my thing. That's going to be the Wednesday. So I'll be able to stream it hopefully on the Wednesday and the Thursday. Before we then go away for our weekend in Doncaster. And then I'll stream it again on the Monday and the Tuesday, which will be release day, the 30th. It's before the 25th. Yeah, well done. Put my phone back down, knock my little lever. You're on the last season. Oh, you wait till the last episode. You're going to go the same as I did and go, what? And it is back next month for another season. See, I tried to get people to like these shows. Actually, I'll see if we can do a 700 service after this one. I do like the noise of a 700. It is quite noise-like. Yeah, I'm hopeful that we're going to get layering in the Riviera line or on the Riviera line. So some HST action. We know we're going to get the Voyager. We know we've got the IET. We know we've got a 150. I think 166s do run down there from memory. I know Paignton's not the busiest station. But I think the Plymouth route will be. Because we've got... Where have we got? I can't read that. What's that? Truro, Plymouth, and what's the one in between? I can't read that. There's another one between Plymouth and Truro. That one. The one between Plymouth and Truro as well. Locking doors. Totnes. Why would I say Truro? Truro's Cornwall. I was thinking of West Cornwall local. Totnes. What, the networker? It has got a bit of a thick lip. I'm guessing there's buffers behind those covers. Yeah, Totnes. So it's Ivy Bridge, is it? Yeah, I can't read it. It's on the screen up there on the wall. I can't read that. Could be Ivy Bridge. I always get Truro and Totnes mixed up. There's a marble museum just outside, or in Totnes, or it used to be. That's really interesting. Oh, hello. We've got some old carriages in here. Bit of a rail tour going on. Yeah. It's like 47 ticking over. Or now going. Is it anywhere near Stockport? I don't think it is. I went to... Did I go to Truro? Yeah, I went to Truro this year? This year. February. January? February. Is it as good as the Keswick Pencil Museum? Isn't there a PENIS museum somewhere as well? No, I think there actually is. My house. It might need a good dusting. Pencil, obviously. You're not Googling it. Incognito mode, that's what it's for. Right, we're now arriving at Chatham. I don't think I've been to Chatham. I may have done. I don't know. I can't remember. In Iceland. Oh, blimey. Yeah, that's you're a brave soul for that one, aren't you? For anyone who's just joined, the basics again are... There we go. Releasing on the 30th of September is Train Sim World 6. If you get the deluxe version or the special edition, you can have it 5 days earlier. The three routes are the Riviera line, Exeter down to Paignton and Plymouth. Leipzig, Dresden, which is an extended version of Naverca Dresden. And the Morristown line in America, which goes from New York Penn out to Dover. Train faults are coming, random events are coming, passenger and platform announcements, so on-train announcements and platform announcements are coming, and I don't know what quality of life improvements are. They're a thing. Lock doors. Normal service will resume tomorrow, where I will stop being this attempting to be professional. I do apologise. I love the Riviera line. There's just something about Paignton. Every time I've been to Paignton, it hasn't changed. It's you get off the train, you walk down the high street towards what is now the cinema. I remember the theatre being there, and it's still set in the 1970s. And no, I don't remember it when it was the 1970s. But I used to holiday down there as a kid. Used to go to Brixham, Wall Park, the old Pontins camp. So a lot of time spent down there. I really like it. I used to go. My first holidays with my first partner were weekends away in Goodrington. And we used to down there like every time we had a weekend off. Used to rent a flat for like 20 quid for the weekend. I remember it was 1950s. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, went to Dawlish last year. Yeah, because I think we posted in the Discord when we were there to people. I think someone spotted us on the rail cam. I've never been to the Hoe in Plymouth. I've been to Plymouth. I walked around the city centre. Never been to the Hoe. Ho, ho, ho. Right, Gillingham is next. So I'm only doing this route because it's easy, and it's we can talk about Train Sim World 6 without me having to concentrate too much, which is the same in most games, really. Yes, I wish we'd have got multiplayer. Yes, I wish we'd have got longer routes, but not to be. Maybe next year. But yes, there are other things that Dovetail will be announcing that's coming as well. One of them before Christmas. That it's going to be good. Again, I've got nothing against the Crewe Heritage Centre. It's just when I went, we did it in about 40 minutes. And I travelled all the way from Swindon to Crewe to think it would be a day out of the Crewe Heritage Centre. And literally, it was wander on the HST, the APT, which was just one of the most saddest looking train displays I've ever seen in my life. Nearly as bad as the inside of the Railway 200 train, I think. That was just shocking. Anyway, and then it was a wander around some other static trains they had. I think we went to the gift shop, and then 45 minutes later left. When it's busy and there's more stuff going on, I should imagine it is quite an interesting place where you could spend a bit of time. But on the day that we went, which was a Saturday as well, I think, there was just nothing going on. Yeah, I've never... thing is, okay, I used to go to the museum when it was in the town centre. Because I found it really interesting. Maybe I was a train geek after all. I've never been to the Steam Museum, apart from to get my COVID jab. But that was in like a hall thing next to it. Never actually been around a Steam Museum. Yeah. The York Railway Museum, where we're going again in 4 weeks' time. 5 weeks' time? 4 weeks' time as a group. We had to rush round it in the end because we were conscious of time. And we were in there like 5 hours, something like that, and we just ran out of time. So I'm looking forward to that this year, going back there again and being able to spend a little bit longer. And unfortunately, then we're going to Locomotion on the Sunday. We're pretty much going to have to rush around that because we've got like an hour and a half because of trains. So I was nearly as disappointed with the Crewe Heritage Centre as I was with the London Transport Museum. That was just... We got down the bottom and was like, this can't be it. This can't... This no. I think that was under an hour. And that was the whole reason for doing the meet-up in London. And we even did the open day at Acton last year. And I think that was about 40 minutes. And we were done. And it was like, okay. Alright, so Faversham is next. I do want to go to Brooklands. That's something I'd love to do as a group. I've never been because you've got the bus museum there, you've got Concorde there, you've got the racing stuff there, you've got Mercedes-Benz World, I think, right next door as well. I think that would actually be a good, like, meet-up type day out. and to see the whole banked, well, what's left of it, the banked Brooklands track. We've been to Gaydon a couple of times. First time was interesting, second time not so much. Bewley, I think, is just overhyped. Bewley's almost too touristy. Oh, red, 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 red. I've heard the Haynes one's quite good, actually. I imagine their business has gone downhill since no one buys manuals anymore. I actually forgot how good this bit of line is. We did Cosford a couple of years running. I'm not a military plane person. We went initially for the flight sim show, which that lasted like 3 years, I think, and then that vanished. Cosford's a really good museum. I actually really enjoyed, we did it a couple of years running, Convoy in the Park. And again, one of those things, if there's interest in doing it, I'd love to go again, because that you've got truck show on, and there's racing going on. And last year there was truck racing and like MX-5 racing and those little sort of banger type cars racing. It was a really good day. Yeah, it's about 10-15 minutes, Michael. I've looked at it on Google Maps. I think the first meet-up that Trent went to and Nico went to was Convoy in the Park. That's the first meet-up I went to, was Convoy in the Park. I'm almost glad in a way that I didn't do the Greatest Gathering. I had a ticket to do it. But I think I would have wandered around in about an hour and been like, right, what now? Keep my eye on those reds that are coming up. This is an underestimated route then, if you're looking for a good route to do in Train Sim World. Southeastern high speed. There's the high speed bit. Then you've also got this low speed bit, which is most enjoyable, quite commutery. Tomorrow night, back with something completely different. The Sims 4. Carrying on in our household, where we've had Amy Lou and Richard move in, and we've moved house as well. Thursday night, more bakery stuff. Friday night, we're playing with our balls. Saturday night, we've got some quizzing, and then Sunday lunchtime, more farming, and then back next Tuesday with more Train Sim World. I'm going to be doing West Cornwall local. And yes, Nigel, as much as I like Jeff Marshall, I think his video from The Greatest Gathering was one of the worst Jeff Marshall videos I've seen. He could have done that so much better. I haven't watched anybody else's videos on it because, yeah, I've limited my amount of trains now to Jeff Marshall for reasons. But yeah, in a way, I'm glad I didn't go. Hang on, Michael, but you're coming to the Railway Museum with us. But for me, though, it's not necessarily about going to the Railway Museum. It's about the get-together, and it's free, yeah, It's about the get-together and spending time with idiots. I'm actually looking forward to fish and chips at Cleethorpes as well on the Friday night. And Colin's buying me a beer, which I shall, take a photo of and print it out and put it on the wall and treasure it. I don't think he knows this yet. Right, 9.5 miles to Faversham. Well, exactly. And as I've said, Michael, I'm hoping that getting some new people to this meetup will mean that we can get more people to do more things. The fools. They spent time with us once. Why would they want to spend time with us again? Are you mad? Alright, we have another red. I do plan on doing other things, Nigel. Said I want to do something in London in December. That'll just be a Saturday. There will be other things. We had a rather good and long conversation on Sunday. I forgot what day of the week it is. When do we do farming? Sunday. What day is it today? Tuesday. Yes, farming. Sunday. Yeah, we had a conversation. Well, oh crap. Where I talked basically about what this community is and what it means to a lot of us. Amy Lou summed it up quite well. I can't remember the exact words she used, but I think she likened us to a group of people that she also plays games with on console. And I think that the difference is that group of people is just a group of people that you play games with on console. This community and this group of people is a group of friends that you spend time with and also play games with. That's the difference. Anyway, we're now waiting for the light to change before we advance our way to wherever it is we're going. I can't remember. Faversham, 7.5 miles. While we're stopped then, for those that may have just joined, coming up briefly again, we've got the Riviera line coming, Train Sim World 6, Exeter down to Paignton, and then we've got Exeter to Plymouth, so the IET Class 150, etc. Really looking forward to that one. We've got the Morristown line from New York and Hoboken to Dover, commuter route coming out of New York Penn, so that's going to be busy, and looking forward to that one. And then we've got Leipzig Dresden, which is an extension to Naverka Dresden. So an extra 77 kilometers of track and 20 new stations. So that's going to be quite good. And it's coming on the 30th of September. If you pre-order and get the deluxe edition or special edition, you'll get it 5 days early. And there are also train faults coming, random events coming, passenger and platform announcements coming, so on-train announcements, and quality of life improvements. I don't know what they are. There we go. One does apologise. Normal streaming malarkey will return tomorrow night. Well, normal for me. I actually got nervous about this stream. There's not very many streams that I get nervous about. the later start as well just completely threw me off. I was sat downstairs like, what do I do for 20 minutes? What's going on? You know. And having to be all informative and tell people things. It's not like me. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Right, so 6 miles to Faversham. Then we'll see if we can do something in the 700. I will be finishing at my normal time, so it will be a slightly shorter stream. Oh, but I had one of those moments this morning. That's completely understandable. There are a few people in the community that are nervous about doing meetups, and I think that everyone that's been to one of the meetups in the past has been nervous, and quite rightly so. Again, as we discussed on Monday, I'll come back to my alarm story in a minute. As we discussed on Monday, on the Sunday on the farming stream, not saying this community, but any community where you're watching someone online, and I think, you know, bigger YouTubers and stuff, people have that as a watcher, as someone in the audience. You get a feeling that you know that person. You know, there's been instances where, you know, YouTubers that have, you know, accidentally put, you know, where they live, or there's clues if they're recording in their garden to where they are, that people have turned up at their house just to go, oh yeah. Which is why, you know, you need to keep certain things secret. The difference, it's getting to know not only the streamer, host, it's getting to know the community, which, as we said on Sunday, the way that a lot of people have done it here for the last 10 years, you start watching, you lurk generally, you're watching the stream, you're not chatting, you're just listening to me prattle on for 2 hours about some inane nonsense. Then you start chatting in the streams. So you're known, you know, you become a regular, you'll start chatting. I notice you, you get to know me, you get to know everybody else in the chat. Then those people then maybe jump across to Discord. You know, Discord's full of 400 and something people, 392 of them don't say a word. And that's fine. Every other Discord server I'm in is muted. So those people then make the step, start chatting in the Discord. Not saying my Discord server, in a Discord server. You get to become a regular. You'll start posting things. You'll start jumping into conversations. Then, if you're in somewhere like this, and there's an opportunity to join in with something, you'll do that. So maybe it'll be like Roblox Golf, or Bingo, or the Roblox Train thing, or Golfing with Idiots. You'll join in with something online, and maybe not talk. We used to have a rule where the first time you join a stream, we don't have you talking, just in case you're a troll or an idiot, which people that invoice are still idiots. Then you get to know us. Then you go from being someone that joins in with the odd thing to being one of the regulars. And then you go from being one of the regulars to almost one of the inner circle. And that's the leap then where you make to going, you know what, these seem a great bunch of people, or all these guys are complete Fruit Loops. I'm going to go to a meetup. And that's the point when we get to know people away from the microphone and away from the screen. And then that's where some people struggle, because you've got to then know you. There's no barriers anymore. And we've got people from all walks of life, from all age groups, from all sexual orientations. We've got people that are a bi, a trans, a gay, a straight. It doesn't matter. But sometimes if you don't fit in the norm, as it were, you may be scared to then be yourself around other people. That's the toughest bit. Yeah, Chef Lad, and I get that. Um, oh, absolutely. It does give you a boost, Michael. And, I was a follower of the furry one. And, streams were so busy back in his heyday that, I was paying to have chats read out, because that's the only way you can get him to read out your chat. So you're just throwing money at him, basically. He's sat there going, this is great, thanks very much. It's not about that, though. I've always said that if this community or these streams ever got to a point where I couldn't communicate with everyone in the Discord, with everyone in chat, I would stop. Because I do not want to end up as being someone like that. Because you're not a part of a community then. You're not a part of a channel. You're just someone that's watching chat whiz by, trying to type something and hoping that the streamer spots your message and reads it out. I love the fact that we're this little niche corner of the internet. And I love the fact that I know that the people that do engage with us and me and the community generally stick around. We've had people leave, and some important people in the community have left recently, and I hope that whatever they've gone on to do, they're happy with. This community will carry on. It gives an opportunity for other people that maybe didn't have the opportunity to shine through and join in with stuff previously, now can. So yeah, meetups are a big thing. A lot of people are scared of them, which is why, I do want to try a variety of things. We did a one day in London a couple of years ago. The one we've got in Doncaster is almost, say, more of a commitment because, people could turn up, just say hello to us at the Railway Museum. That's absolutely fine. But a weekend away is quite a commitment because if you turn up on the Friday and you go, actually, these people aren't for me, well, you've wasted 2 nights of hotels. You're scared of meeting Colin. Quite rightly so. He's an odd one, is Colin. How many months did it take for me to meet Colin? I went to London specifically to meet Colin. And that day, I didn't know it at the time, that was also the last time I ever saw one of our ex-comrades on that same day. So yeah, meetups are a big thing. For me, it is a way to find the possibility of getting to know the people that you've been chatting to online more, which is why we've done the overnight things. Because when we've done the day out get-togethers, it's great. The London one we did last year, you're jumping on and off trains, off buses, on and off the Woolwich Ferry. Great, but you're not getting time to actually spend and chat to people. Whereas at least now, meandering around the Railway Museum and then sitting for a meal or, spending an hour sat on a train, as we are going to be going to Cleethorpes or going to York, you actually get a chance to chat to people. So I will do more meetups this year. I will be doing something in London in December. It will probably be either the 20th or the one before. So the 13th of December may be a good one. So the Saturday before the Christmas Saturday, for anyone down that way. And then, I'd love to do something then, maybe Easter next year, try and do something a bit bigger again, because it gives people an opportunity then to save some money. Brussels. Do I need assistance getting on and off the train? Can you put your little rampy thing out? Right. before I go off on a whole tangent again. It's normally farming and train sim. I think it's because I let my guard down. I get too relaxed. And I become me. Oh, the alarm. Yeah, thank you. Hang on, let's see if we can find a route here. 47 minutes. Ooh, that's going to be cutting it fine. Rainham to Dartford. Let's do that. Yes, normally, right, my alarm goes off, 6 a.m, the radio comes on. Volume gets louder. Normally the news on Radio 2. So I lay there, listen to the news. As soon as the weather gets announced, I then get up. And then come downstairs. I got a buzzer alarm that goes off at 6:15. So I normally come downstairs, make a cup of coffee, put it in the living room, open the curtains, go back upstairs, make my bed, check my phone while I'm waiting for 6:15, turn the buzzer alarm off, go back downstairs, sit and drink my coffee. This morning, obviously asleep, and all of a sudden a beep, 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 beep. What the hell's that? Where's that coming from? It's my 6:15 alarm. Somehow, I don't know how, the radio one didn't go off. Jesus, was I out of whack? I didn't get a chance to finish my coffee. I didn't get a chance to relax for like 20 minutes before I go and have my shower. I was just that, like, 15 minutes just completely threw me. If I close the doors. Right, where are the lights on this thing? Day. There we go. We got windows. We have. Right. Okay. Where are we going? Gillingham, Chatham, Rochester. Maybe we won't take this all the way. What's going to be about? Where are we? Half an hour. So 11:27. What's going to be about midday? We'll take this to Northfleet, and we'll stop at Northfleet, so we're finishing roughly on time. Thing is, I've had that alarm clock for years. It's never let me down. Friday morning I was off and the radio came on. It's actually quite nice going, ha ha. So I'm going to be panicking now when I go to bed tonight. Hopefully it works. Right, Gillingham. Off we go. See, there's definitely reasons why I shouldn't drink, because the tangent I went off on then, don't get me drunk. Sainsbury's between 6 and 10. That's a big slot. 4 hours. They text you though and give you a narrowed down ETA. So you wake up at 6, you might have a text going, it'll be due between 9 and 10. You ain't go back to sleep again. I'll be up at 6 on Saturday then. Right, 2.3 miles to Gillingham. Yeah, that's an old wives' tale. Some people... I'm awake normally about 5:45. I normally wake up, look at the alarm clock. Oh, and it's quite nice just laying there waiting for the radio to come on. I must have been tired yesterday, because it's unusual that I go to bed and I'm spark out all night. Literally, the beeping woke me up. they'll message at midnight with a 1 hour time slot. So you've got to stay up till midnight and then potentially get up at like 5:45. Or I suppose you just wake up at like 5:45, check your phone. If it says 8 o'clock, go back to sleep. Right, 1.2 miles to Gillingham, Gillingham. I can't remember the last time. I had a couple of days last year where with depression wasn't great. That I literally got up and like, no, I can't face the world today. Go back to bed and then wake up at like 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm generally up early. That's a long one. Yeah, I'm quite lucky. For the last, God, what are we now, 16 years? I've always got up at the same time. So it's always been 6 o'clock. Start work at 7:30. Shipment issues? Well, from weeks ago. Yeah. And I've always been the one that, 10 o'clock I'm in bed. Got a guy at work that sometimes I go to bed at like 1:30, 2 o'clock during the week. And he's up at like 7, in work at 8. How? Sometimes I struggle to stay up till 10. Sometimes at like 10 to 10, I'm flicking around on YouTube trying to find something to watch. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to bed. And I don't think I see 10 o'clock. I was up till nearly 11. Friday night? Saturday night? One of the nights. When our ex-comrade was here, it was later sometimes. I think he wanted me to go to bed so that he could then stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning watching Tiki-Tokis and stuff. It was like, then we got up to like 11. But what time were you still awake? I can't remember. What time were you still awake? Yeah, about 2. Go downstairs in the morning, there's bags of crisps gone from the cupboard. Way of getting peace. Right, get the Stevie to go to bed. I even put a TV in the spare room. Before then, I realised he wasn't coming back. Chatham is next. Oh yeah, Colin wasn't here, was he? Colin vanished when I said what he was buying me. What I was looking forward to. Well, so I'm looking forward to the Doncaster meetup, having fish and chips. Well, I don't eat fish, it'll probably be sausage and chips. And then Colin's buying me a pint. I thought it was rather decent of you. A pint for the Stevie. Pint of council pop, yeah. Yeah, the tunnels are better. They're not bricked up as they were in Train Sim Classic. It is definitely a leap in it when you go from Train Sim Classic to this. I did enjoy that run in Train Sim Classic down to Cardiff, and then from Bristol back to Swindon. But when you move to this, and with the routes we got coming, it's making it harder and harder. Not that to try and justify going back to Train Sim Classic. Yeah, I only have semi-skimmed milk. Don't really drink milk. Where are we? Chatham. Braking. Right, I'll go over it one more time now, and then we'll do it again at the end, the abbreviated version. If you just joined, Train Sim World 6 is releasing on the 30th of September. If you get the deluxe edition or special edition, you can have it 5 days early on the 25th. The 3 lines you're getting are the Riviera line, Exeter to Paignton and also down to Plymouth. Leipzig Dresden, which is an extended version of the Niverka Dresden line. Morristown line, which is New York Penn and Hoboken to Dover. And train faults are coming, random events are coming, passenger and platform announcements, so on-train announcements and passenger announcements. And I still don't know what the quality of life improvements are, but there are some. There we go. We'll go through that once more at the end. And that's it. Me being all professional-ish is then done. I went back to where my parents grew up last year in South London. Completely different to how I remember it as a kid. I wouldn't want to walk around there in daylight, put it this way. Doing it every 30 minutes instead of the streaming schedule. It was a time to stop. I knew I had a couple of minutes before I had to depart, so just fitting it in. But like trying to get, a commercial in. This stream brought to you by Surfshark. Oh, I love a Rolo. I told you, didn't I? Bought a pack of Rolos for the now gone person. Ate them all, and then went to give him the last one, and the response was, "Don't like Rolos." Sod you then. See, I think that was a sign. Right, Rochester is next. I bought some more of those toffee pops last week. No, Friday. I saw the sign. They're quite nice. And throughout the day yesterday, I did eat a whole packet of milk chocolate digestives. After Eight Munchies. I quite like Munchies. I bought After Eight Mints last year for Christmas. I think I ate them in about April. What? The chocolate biscuits. They were... I think they're Aldi. I don't mind cheap chocolate biscuits because they all taste the same. And the cheaper ones are generally smaller, so you can dip them in your cup. get a bigger cup. No, I've got a cup I have for coffee. I've got a cup I have for tea. I never used to, literally, I never shopped in Aldi Lidl or Home Bargains. It was only, I think, back in the last year, that I went into Home Bargains for the first time. And, you know, I'm not saying it's a weekly event now, but every couple of weeks. Any for the vodka. No, I need to stop drinking. I bought, on Friday? Was it Friday? I bought a pack of 10 John Smiths and then picked up a 4-pack as well. And I thought, that'll do for the whole weekend. They're gone. You've never been to IKEA? Oh, God, it's a dangerous place. Walking around upstairs in IKEA, looking at all the furniture bit, you'll just be like, this is like just a furniture shop. What's so special? You wait till you go downstairs, where you've got all the knickknacks and candles and curtains and rugs and pillows and things you never knew you wanted in your life. And all of a sudden, you'll pick up one of those big blue bags and put it over your shoulder, and you'll get to the checkout, and you'll be like, why have I got a fnong and a flar and a flugel? When am I ever going to need these? I've got a candle in my living room. I think I lit it last winter, once. Trying to be all romantic by myself. Not quite the same. Buy yourself a Billy. So we'll find out tomorrow what Michael ended up buying. Foods, actually, if you don't mind cheap food, you know, you can get a hot dog and chips for like £2. That's a name. Thanks for the raid with yourself. Strood is hi.
Oh yeah.
And thanks for the follow. We used to have someone in the community a few years ago that was from Denmark. Guy was as nutty as a fruitcake. I did my, well, supposed to be actually my ex, before I decided to switch back teams. Did just like having a bath with, you know, a few tea lights and some of them sort of salty things in the bath, and she used to bring me in a glass of wine or a bottle of beer in the bath. Oh my God, that's relaxation. And even a bit of classical music on. Switch ends, did I? Well, you know, I was living a lie for the sake of other people for a while. And I wasn't happy. Obviously. If I could ever be bothered to put some money into the house, I would love a bath again. The bath was taken out when the folks lived here, and a walk-in shower thing was put in. And the doors. Oh, I hear something diesely. With the light flashing on and off. Why is its headlight flashing on and off? That does sound good. It's got indicators. Yeah, why is the headlight flashing? Is it supposed to be doing that? Caution, train turning left. It's got one of those bicycle triangles on the back. Don't cut up the inside of the train. Yeah, he's got a red. We've got the path. Right, Hyam next. Not Corey Hyam. I don't really do much freight stuff. I don't find freight... It's not my thing. On one hand, the relaxation part of freight, I can see it. Because you're just trundling along. But I just... I'd rather do a commuter passenger run. Right, go. Oh, we are going to be doing some more Mexico, by the way, in American Truck Sim. Really enjoyed that yesterday. It wasn't ham, it was chicken. Train more visible pedestrians and motorists at level crossings. Surely you're going to notice the big, train. The station isn't high chicken. Oh, it's true, I suppose. What's that flat? I sort of get it. If you're only with a 66, you'll hear it before you bloody see it. Map was good. Hang on, the Bone's about 10 minutes behind. Mexico. Of course, remember stream delays on Twitch used to be like 20 seconds. Could you imagine that now? Now it's about 4 or 5. Right, Hyam is next. Where did I say we go to? About another 10 minutes. Yeah, enjoyed Mexico. Hopefully we'll get a few more people to join us for that one. Ed was trying to. But, oh crap, we're not going to be stopping here. We're not stopping at Hyam. We're going through. Yeah, we told Ed off today because he spent 10 minutes in ATS. He might have brought some Teletubbies socks today. I've really got to wear different things to the meetup. Because there's a period of time where all the days out we did, and the meetups we did, this might be going too far, I wore the same jacket. So my school teacher jacket. I wore the same orange hoodie. I wore the same t-shirt. I got a black t-shirt with rainbow stripes on it. I wore the same boxers, a pair of bright yellow boxers, because I like the colour. The same jeans, the same trainers, and the same rainbow socks. So I pretty much wore exactly the same clothing to every meetup. I need to stop doing that. Your Hawaiian shirt is bright purple. Nice. Yeah, I wore my... Did I wear my one with the pineapples on? In Manchester? I think I did. Hopefully I haven't changed for the 3-day trip. Well, yes. I won't be wearing the same things for all 3 days. I've got a shirt with pineapples on. Well, as if it still fits. I think all my clothes are shrinking. I was going to go to the outlet village last weekend, but can we be bothered? Well, yeah, a bit like that, Michael. That's a disadvantage, not going out as much for the last 3 months, is that I'm just spending my weekends just sat at home on the sofa. You know, going out up and down stairs, up and down train stations, around towns, you know, does burn off some energy. When you know, the only time you sit down is when you're on a train for like 2 minutes. That's a train. Yeah, I am looking forward to the Riviera line. I think of the 3 lines, you'll see them all. I'll cover 2 of them. So I'll probably do the Riviera line first. Then I'll do Naverka Dresden. And then after the weekend away, I'll do the American one. And then I'll probably do Riviera line again. You're now eating an orange twirl. Twirls are quite boring, aren't they? Having an orange makes it slightly better. I hardly left my chair today at work. A couple of peas and a couple of coffees, and that was it. Didn't even go outside the office. You're like a flake. I used to like just normal Cadbury's Dairy Milk. Oh, it was 160, something like that, this morning I went into. And I left this afternoon, I was down to 7 of things I had to action. That was everything. So it could have been worse. God knows what it's going to be like when I go back after a week off in a few weeks' time. I can't do that because there's stuff I had to action on a lot of them. Right, Gravesend. Yeah, we had that discussion earlier actually, because there's people on holiday that apparently have been sent emails that are quite important. And you know, like a lot of firms, our policy is you just stick your out office on and put a contact to go, you know, if you need this information, email this person. I get really annoyed when that happens. If I email someone and all of a sudden you get the out of office and it says, oh, where are they now? Email, oh, for God's sake, now you've either got to just forward the email you just sent to that person or redo another email. So we did talk about putting forwarding on. So if you're expecting emails from a certain client, you can then set up a rule so that that email will then get forwarded to that person. The thing is, you wouldn't want all your emails being forwarded, because then that poor person then is going to get their own emails plus yours. Although there are people at my place that you look and they've got like 400 unread emails. So yeah, well, if they're chasing me, they'll email me again, but they could have done. And it's within your 400 unread emails. Wait until 11:59. What, that's 5 minutes? We're not going to do that. So what we'll do is we'll just go. What's the worst that's going to happen? Right, we'll go to the next stop. And then we'll run through the whole Train Sim World 6 thing again. And then we'll end. Yeah, I most of my work is I've got God mode installed. Most of my work is email. Because I'm doing so many other things. I'll send an email, and then some people I have to chase up by either emailing someone else or emailing again if I don't get a response. And some people you'll get a response back within minutes. You speak to people on the phone and they go, "Oh, I've just confirmed that in an email." Well, why have you rung me then? Right, we'll get as far as the next stop, wherever that may be, providing the lights actually let us get there. Speed and power, power and speed. Yeah, even though I'm not doing the high speed bit of Southeastern High Speed, it's actually quite an enjoyable bit. It's a 55-minute run up this line. This is one of those hidden gems of a route. Well, quite surprisingly, my phone goes off less now than it used to. I think I charged my phone on the Thursday night. Yeah, I think it lasted the whole weekend on one charge. I'd have all day of like Snapchat messages and off a couple of people, a couple of hours on the phone each day. So that drains your battery. I seem to be able to go 2 days without charging it. Alright, we'll stop here, even though we weren't supposed to leave the last place. Until now. There we go. Alright, if I get out of there... that's going to confuse it if I relinquish the service, because it's not due here for a long time. So that's going to sit there now for a while. While it does then, we'll go over the details for Train Sim World 6 one last time in case you weren't here. It releases on the 30th of September. If you go for the deluxe edition or the special edition, you get it 5 days early. The routes coming are the Riviera line, which goes from Exeter down to Paignton and Plymouth. Leipzig Dresden, which is an extended version of Naverca Dresden. And the Morristown line, which comes out of New York Penn to Dover. If you go for the deluxe edition, you'll also get the DBBR 294. You'll get the Voyager for the UK route and the ALP 45 DP, catchy little name, for the American route. There are train faults coming, random events coming, passenger and platform announcements, so on-train announcements and platform announcements, and quality of life improvements. If you pre-order it now, you do get a discount, so it's slightly cheaper. That's the Riviera line, which goes from Exeter down to Paignton. So some IET action, some Class 150 action, and then also all the way down to Plymouth. If you get the deluxe version, you'll also get routes for the Voyager going down there. The Morristown line goes from New York and Hoboken down to Dover. I'm looking forward to that one, 40 miles of that. And the Leipzig Dresden, where I need to check that, Nigel. Hang on, I can bring up my slideshow. I'll double check that. I think you do get it in a standard version. I'll check in a second. Yeah, that's the extended version of Naverca Dresden. that you get. Let me go. But I don't know if there'll be whistles on departure. Let me go back to the main menu. Let me bring this up again. Let's bring that in. Let's just go through this. Yeah. Standard edition. Yes, you get the Naverca Dresden compatible content, Leipzig Dresden, Riviera line, and Morristown line with the standard version. And then the deluxe version, you get Morristown, Leipzig Dresden, the ALP 45, the Class 220, Naverca Dresden compatible content, Riviera line, and the DBBR 294. I've got both lots of menu music playing now. So yes, so you will get it. There we go then. We will end there. More Train Sim World 5 back next Tuesday, where I'm going to be doing the West Cornwall local, because that's as close as we get to Plymouth. The Tuesday after, I'm going to be doing the Naverca Dresden. So then when 6 releases, I can then do the extended bit. The Tuesday after that, I'm going to be doing New York Trenton. Not Trenton, because that'll go into New York Penn. And hopefully the Tuesday after that, I'll be able to bring you Train Sim World 6. So there we go. Next stream, back tomorrow night with some Sims 4, where we've moved house and gained some residents. We've now got Richard and Amy Lou in the house. Thursday, some more bakery action. Friday night, we're playing with our balls. Saturday night, some quizzing. And then Sunday, some more farming. So there we go. Thanks to you lot in chat for keeping me company for that one. And for listening to me waffle lots about Train Sim World 6. To McBone for resubscribing earlier. And to whatever you were from Denmark for the raid and the follow. Thank you indeed. I will be back then all by myself tomorrow night to play with some Sims. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching.